I would smile. I feel like I've always had a pretty cool smile. But when I look back at my pictures, I remember that girl in her eyes. She was so sad. She was so broken. And so the J Sky has confidence, has energy, has a glow inside that is radiating outside, you know. It's coming from the inside and it's just permeating my environment. I don't care if no one else in the world drinks or buys this tea for me. I'm gonna drink it, and my daughter's gonna drink it. In my house, we drink tea, that's what I told them. When I started with TLC, I was 188 pounds. Now I'm 135 pounds, for a total weight loss of 53 pounds. My name is J Sky. I am from Miami, Florida, and I made a total life change.
You look amazing.
All right, you guys want to hear Jay's story? All right, this is actually Jamise, but she goes by Jay, right? J Sky is who we're talking to today. So Rosa, I'm going to allow you to give the first question to Jay, please. Let's hear a little bit about her story.
All right, Jay. Well, tell us a little bit about before TLC. Tell us a little bit about the person that you can see right in front of you, who you were before founding Total Life Changes.
You guys, bear with me.
Take your time, girl.
The person that I'm looking at on the screen here, the only thing I recognize is her smile. Because as I look into her eyes, I don't know who she was, because I truly didn't know who I was. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have any direction. I just knew I was a mom. I knew I was a wife. I knew I was a nurse. I didn't even know my relationship to my Father in heaven. I didn't have that connection. I was just existing. After Total Life Changes, I have life again. I'm becoming who I was meant to be, who I was purposed to be. And I don't see my daughter in the audience at the moment, but I just have to say this right now. I manifested being here. I saw myself here back in January. I saw my daughter in the audience. I saw my mom. And nothing happens by chance. And so Total Life Changes just helped me to discover my purpose. And it helped me to discover again my relationship with God, because it's so much more than tea. God's not dead. He's alive. And I just thank this blessed me for coming into my life.
Okay, Jay, I'm going to ask you now something that we talked about yesterday, and it really kind of scared me and worried me. How this almost didn't happen, right? And I hear that so often. Rosa and myself hear this so often. How TLC almost didn't happen for people. Okay, so walk us through how you got introduced to the tea about 3 years before you even started to drink it. Can you walk us through those series of events? Because I thought those events were absolutely amazing, and how that led to you being here in front of us today.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a nurse practitioner, and I was seeing a patient in the office, and he had lost some weight. His lab work was looking very well. The numbers were good. He had a great energy about him, very, very vibrant. And I had seen him one time prior to that visit, and I asked him, "What are you doing? You know, your numbers are amazing. You're looking great. You lost this weight." And he told me, "ISOT," and I said, "Oh, okay. What's that?" And I basically Googled it right then. It had a green pack, and I said, "Okay, it's all natural, it's all herbal, sounds good, looks good. Okay, it's having results for you, so keep it up." And I was overweight. I was nearly 200 pounds, and I knew I needed to do something. But people with a poor mentality, which I had, pass over opportunity repeatedly. And so I said congratulations to him and keep up the good work. And 2 years went by, and the NRG was introduced to me because I worked so much. I worked 12 days straight, 2 days off. And I needed something to get me through. And so I was taking the NRG product, not knowing there was a relationship at all to the tea that I, from that patient. And another year went by, taking the NRG intermittently. And then I did a post one day on social media, and I asked if anybody could make some suggestions about what like a second stream of income. As a nurse practitioner, I make a decent, income, but I still needed to tie the ends. And so when I made that post, my sponsor hit me up, and she said, "You need to drink this tea." And so when she brought the tea to me, it was like, okay, now this is that tea that my patient was drinking. I said, okay, I could, that's that tea. I like that. I know that tea works because my patient drank that tea, and so that's how it happened. That's 3 years went by before the tea got into my system.
So I want to recap those bullet points real quickly and summarize it, because it's amazing what happened. So your patient was having success. He showed you the tea, and you're like, okay, cool, that's cool. 2 years later, you started taking the NRG. And then a year after taking the NRG, you finally found out that the NRG and the tea are close cousins because they're related in this company we call Total Life Changes. And you're like, wow.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Rosa, go ahead.
All right. Also, I want you, JSK, to talk to us about. She's a single mom. She's a hard worker mom, so that gets close to my heart. Because, woman power, women are heroes. We work really hard for our kids. And I know that you told me you work 12 days straight with 2 days off only. But just a few days ago, you make a decision. Do you want to talk about it?
September 9th, 2019. 9:07 in the morning, I submitted my resignation to my job. I have been praying on when would be the moment. It's like when you're in a bad relationship and you know that you're not being treated well. And I tell people that I'm married to TLC. And so I feel like this other thing on the side, although very grateful, extremely grateful to be able to provide, I wasn't being valued, and I add massive value. And so that was identified from a while ago, and I prayed on it. And 9/9 came. I spoke to my mom, and when I hung up the phone, I had prayed throughout the weekend, set some intentions for that day. And when I hung up the phone with my mom, who is also here, I just sent it in. And I had an overwhelming peace. I'm still at peace. Because I know I am a child of the Most High God. And everything happens for you and not to you. And so they didn't actually approve my time to be here in New York, but I'm here.
And that's all that matters.
So you might get fired for being here, Jay? You might get fired for being here?
No, I already gave my notice.
She was ahead of the game. She was not going to wait for it. She already did it herself. Is this your beautiful daughter?
Cherish, come on up here. This is Cherish. She's 6 years old. Come on up. You can stand right next to her.
Okay,
No?
hold on.
Okay, she doesn't want to come up. All right. Jay, talk to us a little bit about Miss Elena introduced you to TLC, right? She told you about the business opportunity and the NRG, right, all that good stuff. But you told us yesterday that you've been working really closely with two special ladies who were actually, ironically, just on this stage a few minutes ago. Miss Pam McCrae and Nate McCrae and Miss Gwendolyn Bennett. Correct? Tell us a little bit about that relationship you have with them.
Well, as I mentioned, today was manifested. And you may not understand what I mean by that. I didn't understand what it meant some months ago. But Miss Pamela McCrae, Coach Pamela McCrae, and Miss Gwendolyn Bennett, it's her birthday today. Well, 1 year ago today, on September 14, 2018, Gwendolyn's birthday, they came to my house. I had never met them before. They came to my very first tea party. And these I saw Miss Pam McCrae on social media, so I was extremely nervous knowing that that's a millionaire mom. She's sitting on my couch or my little chair area, and it was Gwen's birthday. I said, my gosh, she looks amazing. And the energy that they brought into my home on that day. It was my first tea party 2 weeks into signing up with Total Life Changes. And it's something that, I was nervous as just nervous, super nervous. And I just remember the energy that came with them. It was a calm, it was a peace, it was a love, it was a genuineness, it was everything, it was just everything love. It was everything that I was needing in that moment. And so I just 1 year ago, right? 1 year ago today, these two ladies were just, honored, and I am humbled as always, super humbled, super humbled. It's hard to put into words how God shows up and shows out. And He does exactly what you need Him to do as you need Him to do it. And I'm just so thankful. I'm sorry.
I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful.
Okay. Thank you for sharing today, Jay. And Jay, just a couple of bullet points on Jay. She's 188 pounds. She's now 135. She's lost 53 pounds. She is a single mom of a 6-year-old beautiful girl named Cherish. Cherish, can you stand up? You want to stand up? No, sit down. There she is.
Can I say something? This child is so not shy. I can't even with her right now. But she is cherished.
She's just saying it's your day today. She's just letting you enjoy today. It's your day today.
And thank you, Mama. I love you. I love you. I love you.
And Cherish, by the way, drinks the tea. Cherish drinks the tea. All right, so here's a cool quote that we're gonna leave with. All right, we're gonna end with, because Jay told Rosa and myself this yesterday. She talked about how the tea changed her life and how TLC has changed her life. And obviously you can see that not only has she lost weight, but she has made a total transformation. And this is her quote: "I don't care if nobody else in the world ever buys tea for me again. In my house, we drink tea."
Nice.
Thank you, Jay. Jay, you can take a seat right here. And we're going to meet winner number 2. Right, Rosa?
Yes, did you like Jay's sky story?
So, real quick, because this just came to me, I really want to explain this because I think this is important for you to know if you're sitting in this audience right now. Jay was sitting in an audience just like this in January in Orlando, our very first event of the year. And Jay saw someone up here telling their story, and Jay said to herself, in September at that New York event, I'm going to be on that stage. This is true. And Jay's here in New York in September right now.
I did say that, and I saw it in my mind's eye, and that's why I want Cherish to know, what you focus on expands. And the other thing is, the young lady who did my makeup this morning, we were in conversation. I asked her where she's from. She said, Miami. I said, I'm from Miami. I said, what part of Miami? She said, I live off of Islay. I said, I live off of Islay. She said, I live in Mila. I said, I live in Mila. So we're neighbors. The young lady who was selected to come and do makeup randomly, she's my neighbor from my apartment complex in Miami.
Well, I don't think that's a coincidence. All right, I mean, these stories just get more and more amazing every time, don't they, Rosa?
Yes, she was telling me this backstage, and I'm like, oh my God, like that is just unbelievable. And another thing she said that I really, really loved is that you got to surround yourself with positive people. And that is very important. But I know we have 2 more amazing stories coming, and I know you guys are excited to see more. Do you want to see more stories? Well, this story we're going to do it in Spanish. And Gianni Lacari has practiced so much, and he's going to do it all in Spanish. See?
I'm going to try my best. I may ask a question in English.
Okay.
Okay? So maybe you can translate that for me. We'll see. I'm going to try to keep them basic.
And then remember, you just have to say sí.
So this is a Spanish story that we're going to share here. So if you're using your translation devices, switch over to English, and please meet our contestant number 2.
Desde los 10 años, 12, 14, yo empecé a pesar 100 libras, 120, 140. Y cuando entré a la universidad, casi era. Algo que me decían, no lo paraba. Me decían, bueno, no lo paraba. Cambio de vida. Eso es algo difícil para mí. Yo tengo una amiga que es doctora. Ella me queda viendo y me dice, esos son tus hijos, ¿verdad? Digo, sí, tú los conoces. Si ves tus 2 hijos, ¿quieres ver graduarse de high school? Digo, sí, eso no va a suceder. No vas a ver tus nietos porque no tienes mucho tiempo de vida. Antes de TLC pesaba 340 libras. El día de hoy estoy pesando 205 libras y con TLC he perdido 135 libras. Mi nombre es Víctor Michara, soy de Ecuador, vivo aquí en New Jersey y yo he tenido un cambio total de vida.
¿Les gustó cómo entró Víctor al escenario? ¿Ustedes se dieron cuenta de esa energía y cómo brinca? Muy bien, pues muchas gracias, Víctor. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Me siento excelente, excelente.
Muy bien. Vamos a empezar con una pregunta con el señor Daniel País, que nos prometió va a hablar en español. Vamos a ver. Lo bueno es que no saben qué digo, ¿verdad? He knows.
You're going to do the first question.
Oh,
Ladies
okay,
first.
I'm gonna do the... Yo voy a hacer la primera pregunta. Muy bien. Señor Víctor, usted y yo nos conocimos ya hace tiempo. Usted compartió con nosotros un poquito su historia en alguna otra ocasión. Así que yo ya hasta me siento de la familia. Ya creo que ya me sé su historia. Y me encantaría que nos platicara un poquito quién es Víctor o quién era Víctor antes de Total Life Changes.
Bueno, yo soy de Ecuador. A mi corta edad de 10 años emigré aquí a este país junto a mis padres, pero antes de TLC y toda la historia que vengo a contar, soy de Ecuador, como dije, estudié aquí en los Estados Unidos, me gradué acá también, pero cuando uno viene para acá a una corta edad y los padres empiezan a trabajar por todos lados, mi papá en el día, luego mi papá en la noche, mi mamá en el día, y prácticamente yo me quedé solo en la casa. Mis hábitos de comida empezaron a cambiar, mis hábitos de comida empezaron a hacer uno tras de otro. Yo no tenía desayuno, almuerzo y merienda, así que yo tenía todo el día comida. Fui creciendo y empecé a engrosar, como ustedes vieron en las fotos ahí. Empecé terminando high school, ya pesaba casi 360 libras o a lo mejor más. Me daba pena y me daba vergüenza de decir cuánto pesaba. Mientras así sucedió, conocí a una gran mujer que está sentada por atrás, mi esposa. Mi esposa Carmen, que está todo por allá, y mis dos hijos, Caín.